Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've got a few things in front of me today that Haute42 sent me. I'm going to be filming this all in one go, and I'll be releasing the videos maybe a few days apart, maybe once a day. But these will just be initial thoughts and impressions. I'm not going to do a full production review for all of these. Maybe just the Haute4216 and possibly the stick module for the Haute42X series. But yeah, this is just going to be some quick impressions. I'm going to be seeing this stuff for the first time together with you. But if I do make more detailed videos with full-on B-roll and all that other jazz that I usually do, that will come at a later date. I'm going to be filming all of this back to back, so in the future videos you might notice that I'm wearing the same clothes. I haven't had a shave. Don't worry, I haven't given up completely. It's just for logistical reasons. So let's start with the stick module for the Haute42X series. Okay, so we have the module itself, the stick with a bore top. We have, this is an octal gate. As standard, it comes with a square gate, a circle gate, and a octal gate. And the cool thing is that you won't have to source your own gates because it comes with everything you need. So this is really nice to have in a complete package. Another thing that people like to mod about the sticks, which I also did on my full arcade stick, are the springs. So springs will help you to change the tension of your stick. Some people prefer it lighter, some people prefer it heavier. I can't advise, I'm not going to try these springs in this video, and I can't advise you which one to go for. You actually have to just try it yourself, and then you figure out whether you should go for a looser or tighter tension. But I can tell you the one I am using on my full-size stick is a 1.5 tension. And I'm quite happy with that one. So here is the blank module. This will go in place of the jump button and the R3 and L3 buttons. I'll probably keep my buttons on just for an extra drive impact button or something like that. But it's really cool that they included this too. Okay. So you can see here that Haute42 is using their own technology. This looks a bit different from traditional sticks. This is the one that came with my Mayflash F7. You can see that the switches are within these like panel things here. And when you, it's kind of similar. When you move the stick, it will make contact with the switch here. And that will send a signal to the PCB to let you know what direction you're pushing. Haute42 has done something similar, but they've used standard traditional low profile switches. So they've generously put in the wind engines here, and I think this was a good choice because the wind engines are going to be quiet, and you get a lot of people modding loud sticks for quieter ones. So it's nice that they've put the quieter ones in already. And if you want to make some sound, if you want to go for a particular noise, you can put in something else, like maybe the KO IFPTVKOS. Those are clicky switches. Someone on the Haute42 Discord has already done some extensive testing. He goes by the name of Joiz, that's Joiz. If you have any questions about how it felt, the wind engines compared to the clicky wizards, you can join us in the Haute42 Discord and ask him there. He'll have some info for you. He did note that whilst the wizards work fine with the square gate, it doesn't work well with the octal gate, and probably not with the circle gate either. So bear that in mind. Not all switches will work with all of the gates. But I do recall him saying that the wind engines will work fine with all of these, which is probably why they installed this as standard. So the shaft itself connects to the base with a magnet, and this is pretty cool because A lot of people who want this kind of feature, they usually have to mod their own. I'm not sure what the mod is called. I'll find the name later. But it's an extra cost to actually have your stick removable. And this is a good thing if you want to take this traveling, because obviously it's easier to have this in a bag if it's flat instead of having the stick popping out. And it's quite strong. I'm going to do a proper test later where I'll connect it to the actual controller and see if it actually comes off when raising it. It's initially testing, it's not pulling off. That's a good sign. I'm tugging this quite vigorously, left and right, not upwards, but even with a bit of upwards force, which I don't think many people use. Maybe if you play with the wine cup method, you could potentially pull this off, but during normal play, I never use an upward force on this, so I don't foresee this being easy to pull off. That's a good thing. Strong magnet. Someone else by the name of Matthew said that this is a standard M6 thread. So in theory, any other top that you find, for example, a bore top or a bullet top, should also fit, which you can see it does. Very nice. And you don't have to put a screw at the bottom to hold it in place to do this mod. Usually you'd need to do that. You need to open up your whole stick and put a screwdriver on the bottom to hold it and then twist. But here you just have to hold the shaft and twist and it's ready to go. So already to me it feels quite robust. It feels, I mean, this is made of aluminium. This as standard is plastic, but it feels pretty good. It feels good quality. It feels like Hot's usual aluminium quality, which is a good thing. These square gates are plastic, which is standard across the industry. Most gates that I've seen are plastic too. There's lots of nice little details on this. Again, there's an example here with my stock F700 one. This is just clear see-through plastic. Seems a bit thicker, but this one has branding on it and some nice patterns. Not that it really matters, you won't be able to see this during play, but it's just one of those cool little things. If you like to mod and make changes a lot, get some visual flair as you do that. Very nice. So now I have the stick module installed onto my X controller, and do you know what, it feels pretty good. I mentioned the spring tensions, the options earlier, and for me personally, I don't think it's necessary to change these out, because the tension it feels okay. It's light, but not super feather light, so maybe some of you would want to change it to the heavier spring. But in general play, I think this is okay for me. I obviously will have to do proper extensive testing and a proper play session, but just from wiggling the stick right here, it feels good. So I'm going to see how strong the magnet pull is on the stick, because as I mentioned earlier, some people might be worried about accidentally pulling the stick off, but as you can see, I'm tugging on it now and it's still intact. I'm raising the controller with one hand. Now it's completely off the table and it's fine. I'm just putting my hand underneath so that the controller doesn't drop on the hard surface, but I'm giving it a shake and it's fine. I'm pretty sure you can if you try to release the stick that way. You can, but I think in general play it'll hold strong enough. I'm doing 360 motions now for GIF players. That seems okay. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with how it feels. I'm definitely impressed with the build quality and how it holds up. The technology behind it is good. But as I said, I'm yet to try it in game, so that could change a lot of things. My hands don't make contact with the slope here, which is cool. I think some people mentioned that it could be, they were worried about how it might feel. But to me it feels just like some of Haute42's controllers with a chamfer. It just feels like that. It's actually quite comfortable. It doesn't disturb my play or movement at all. That's another good thing. Okay, so I've hooked up the stick to my PS5. I thought I'd show you some gameplay just to prove that it is indeed a working thing and not just for show. I just want to quickly say that it's actually pretty hard to film and play at the same time. Plus, I'm usually a lap player, not a desk player. So if I look like a total scrub, it's partly to do with the fact that I'm a scrub, but also partly to do with a strange setup I have here. So I'm just going to do some bread and butters to start off. Okay. Nice, okay. It's very responsive. That's usually quite a hard link for me to do. Light punch into super. And try a few more bread and butters. Oops. Nice, okay, no problem there. Right, it's looking good. Let's try, see if I can do one of my bigger bread and butters. Oops. Okay. Oops, that was my poor timing there. Let me try again. Try to nail this combo. Oh, I missed my super. So I'm still getting used to the feeling as well as this strange setup, but it seems quite responsive, as you can see. I mean, my other bread and butters are coming out fine. Oops. I don't think I'm going to nail that combo, am I? One more try. Two more tries. It doesn't help that I haven't had much practice lately. Been playing a bit too much Clair Obscure. But I mean, the stick feels good. I can say that. It works. Did it. There you go. I've proven myself. Just gonna try a few things that I usually do with Cami. Some instant dive kicks seem fine. Okay. Let's try the tiger knee into dive kick. The tiger knee style dive kick. Yep, that's fine. So basically this is just a quarter circle forward, sorry, quarter circle back, jump forward and kick. Maybe I got lucky. I mean, it works. It's just that I'm crap at pulling it off right now. There you go. Instant dive kick. I don't really do dive kick like that anyway. I usually just jump and pull it off as soon as possible. That feels more comfortable to me. yeah, it just feels like any other stick really. The feeling is slightly different from a normal J-Lex. I guess it feels softer, like almost a muted feeling at the end. That's not necessarily better or worse, it feels different, but you still feel the corners of the gate. So, you know, it's nice, and you can hear for yourself, it's not too loud. I would consider this a silent stick. SPD. Fine, see? First time, that's the first time I tried it on the stick. Whoops. Beginner's luck, I guess. There you go. I'm going to try to do it on the other side as well. Although I think SPDs can be done in any direction. Yeah, that was backwards. Okay, so that was the playtest. I hope that was proof that the stick works. So in my full review of the X model, I said that there's a lot of potential for this controller, especially if they release the rumoured stick module. And here it is, the stick module's here, and I think it's lived up to its promise. It does elevate the possibilities of this controller quite drastically. If you like the form factor and the look, you potentially won't need to own anything other than this, because it's a leveless and it's a stick, and you can even do a Mixbox style layout with this. You don't have to get another controller if you want to test out high profile switches. Sorry, what I should say is MX profile switches, because you have the option here. So would I recommend it? Just based off the quality alone, I would say yes, it's safe to go ahead and grab this stick whenever it comes in stock. I heard that it's out of stock at the moment. I think it's really good value and it really completes the controller. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask below. If there's enough demand, I will do a full review for this. So please let me know in the comments if that interests you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, links are below, and I'll see you in the next one.